Hey, what's going on, everyone? Astrology Eric Rosen here from Viking Rising Astrology, and wanted to pop in with a little update as we're rounding out Capricorn season and talk about what's going on in the astrology. But first, if you want to get your hands on any of those specials that I did for your zodiac sign, especially the latest one for the nodes changing, your sun, your moon, your rising sign, you can pop into that link down below. Also, be on the lookout for the 2025 channeling that I'm putting out, where I just channel the astrology without really looking at it and just going into like what to expect in 2025. And then I'll probably also do a special where I actually like really go through the charts and really dissect it month by month to kind of just help people figure out this crazy transitional year that we're in, that it's like a twin sister of 2026 in a lot of ways. But when it comes to today's astrology, the biggest thing is, now that Mars is no longer in that opposition with the sun, which I think was a good reset for us with disciplines, that can do Capricorn attitude, that, okay, I'm looking around my personal life, I can see the career life, there could be a balance there and an understanding of what needs to go, what needs to stay, like what we need to take better care of ourselves, what we need to just stay disciplined and keep going. But then simultaneously, now today, we're having Venus really start to make that exact conjunction with Saturn in Pisces. And so talk about really wanting to go on this spiritual harvest, this hunt for dreams coming true, and just, wanting to really be pie in the sky, but then trying to like moderate like what's actually realistic versus just like literally a pipe dream where there's just no true support for it. The thing I want to point out is, with that North Node on Neptune as well, that sun that's going to start to make a nice sextile over to that, and actually Neptune today too, and then over to that North Node, and then also trying over to that South Node in Virgo. There is a focus on, yes, make the dreams realistic, but I want to point out these are all feminine signs. So a lot of this transitional element, I think, with this Mars retrograde in Cancer, also a feminine sign, is reminding us that we do live in this holographic reality where we do work in basically sine waves and just magnetic waves, and that things do come easier when we drop into more of a receptive mode. I mean, the Mars retrograde is teaching us we don't have to do as much as we think that we need to do in order to Capricorn achieve, that we don't have to, be in competition with people, limited resources, ideas of what the scoreboard looks like making like some big strategy for a dream to achieve something. It's more so about receiving what's written in your soul. And I think that's what a lot of this astrology is about. It's like a rewrite of the soul's code of like what you can receive and things like that feel just natural, where you can get some rest and R&R through prayer and meditation, maybe a little nap. But these are all divinely timed things too. It's South Node in Virgo. It's not like, well, I scheduled my 20,000 chaturangas and yoga and fucking, my walks and all these just different things. It's because that could be a thing too of, trying to achieve being the best, like personal development, taking care of like business, like on more of a personal front type of things, with just like daily routine stuff that's more like personal, and then communicating like from that outlook of life. I think it's much more about like what wants to come in that we've never really been able to allow in because we've been moving so quickly and maybe even forcefully. And there's beautiful lessons in this, Mars retrograde in Cancer, even though it's at fall there, but it's at fall because the ego wants to push and get certain things. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be where we live the old Matrix reality version of it, where if you want something, you have to go out and force it to happen. It's really interesting in a lot of readings lately. It's like there's more personal development energy for people coming through in more spiritual ways to align with more patience and long-term things. And then at the same time, it is this quantum reality where there are timelines where people do want to use force and ego. There's something they really want. They can get it. It's more so about the quality of the experience, and also what maybe gets like missed that could come in and be so beautiful, not just with the aesthetics of the experience, but I'd say especially the relationship connections, like the better, easier ways of money flowing in, just projects like working out better, synchronicity, signs, like things that actually we can't even fathom, potentially takes us to a much higher trajectory than if we just use ego and force to like win the thing that we're trying to get, even if, we're exhausted. And I think that's the key indicator. It's like if we're pushing forward past any feelings of exhaustion in any moment, at any time of the day, that's the strategy to avoid, because there could be an opportunity cost there. And at a minimum, it's the quality of the experience. And also just a warning to just, any relationship situations right now just really need to be above board in integrity, and a good time to expose not so much maybe like secrets, but more like the hidden stuff, like the little like white lies, like where things just aren't being like fully expressed as adults. It's a really good time like for that. And if you can't have those conversations in those relationships, it's at least like creating those, you could say, boundaries, etherically, just dealing with it there, to let the universe know what you're available for, not available for. If something feels like it's just not the best stuff, it's feeling a little on the BS side. So I'm going to pull from the shamanic deck today. Yeah, the Indian Cross. So this is a beautiful shamanic deck I've had for a while. Albert Velodo, I think that's how you say his name. I don't know, but the Indian Cross, this is all about the present moment. It's the opportunity that's just like there, but like if you hesitate or you overthink it, very South Node Virgo stuff, it goes away. But it's a beautiful little portal. It may not be the biggest like portal ever, like, oh my God, I took ayahuasca in this beautiful portal, or oh my God, I met this synchronistic person. But it's more so like the little portals that we go throughout our day, where maybe it's just listening to your intuition, your strategy, authority, and human design, just like getting a spark of curiosity or inspiration that just feels like really spiritually aligned. This is how we can start to rewrite this reality collectively, where we don't have to take on like so much like burden and hardship of things going on in the world, or stuff from our past, trying to predict our future, our present moment. And we actually flow into more of a, we can do this, but it doesn't have to be Uncle Scrooge 2.0. It can be, it's very Capricorn, right? Uncle Scrooge is like, it's like the rehab version of Uncle Scrooge, where it's like, he balanced out after, he got all happy and joyful and, wanted to help everyone, but then still needed to become business-like. The part they don't show, like, still got to get business done, and be kind, just flow with it, get along with people, just like the basics, like if human nature. It's not forgetting that part of this astrology too, of what this Pisces Capricorn brings up, is like how you show up publicly with people, how you put yourself out there, like turning yourself inside out not in a weird way, but in a good way, of just like letting your energy of the soul that you are showcase by just kindness, compassion, empathy, being of service. Like if you find like the judgment or like the competitive, furrowed, brow thing going on, and just especially like if it's like stress of just like trying to get things done with that South Node in Virgo, it's like let off the accelerator a little bit. Doesn't mean you have to like slam the brakes and be like, I need a break, because it's like if you're like getting frustrated, like I need a break, I need to disconnect, especially as we're about to go into Aquarius season with Pluto. It's like, that can be a good thing, but those can be hard disconnects. But I'll talk about that on a later horoscope. But if you're getting to that point, there's probably some stop signs, at least some yield signs that maybe already like went through. And then, it's paying attention to the next road sign, synchronicity, your intuition, what Spirit's saying to you, to follow that And then you can also learn a great Saturn lesson too with Venus there to make things more quality by going, well, what happened there? What behavior, what subconscious thing was playing out? Why did I go to that stop sign or that yield sign? Why did I, push myself maybe like into that? Because I thought it would be good for me personally, but it actually wasn't. It was coming more from ego. So appreciate you all. See you on the next horoscope. And of course, as always, if you want to book an astrology reading, that link will be down below. And also feeling to just remind people, business chart readings, couples, relationship readings, you can do those type of readings with me too. All right, catch you next time.